welcome to this brand new episode of Sports Scene. Thank you very much for joining us, and wherever you're watching around the country, it's a brand new season, Sports Scene. And Vinrose, thank you very much for joining me again in this brand new season. How have you been over the holidays?
It's great to be back. I actually went to Medang over the holidays, but I couldn't wait to get back. Now I'm back. It's all because of the Pacific Games. Everyone is in preparation for the Pacific Games. Some of the teams have already confirmed as sides, so I'm seriously looking forward to the next few months.
Definitely, I'm excited as well. A lot of sporting events to cover and a lot of events to happen this year. Right, we begin tonight's program with Rugby League and Wagitumbe, a semi-professional rugby league club based in Minsk, Juaka province. Regular season campaigners in the Diesel Cup competition will start off their rugby league season with the backing of Juaka provincial government business arm, the Juaka Development Corporation. And this comes after former sponsor Giru Construction Limited withdrew its support for the 2019 Diesel Cup season. And Managing Director Frederick Koldop made the announcement that shocked the management and the players after JDC took over as the naming rights sponsor. Let's check it out.
We just started the game in the province. We came third last year. Namiles lo name lo bagrab this year by Yumi continuous. Petroleum Titan in lo Juaka, by me bagrab name lo Rugby League lo Juaka province. That's why me decided lo step down, allow Juaka Development Corporation take him lead.
A couple of weeks later, Digicel Cup manager Stanley Hondina came out clear in the media and confirmed Giru Construction Limited's withdrawal. The news left the club management and players shocked and disappointed. But so far, the team remained intact with players showing no interest of joining other clubs. The club has already selected their training side and are preparing for the competition, expected to kick off in April.
Wagitumbe been there out some 15 or 16 years ago finish. Governor been come and renewed law 2015. Now we starting but then Dubla province too now no what money so we supply nothing blow pride blow people to so we play 15 16 no what good last sponsor to but swim no what some time blow 16 come last year we play look not like different over.
On a positive note, Giru Construction Limited took the liberty of sending off 3 of the club's players, Joshua Nani, Emmanuel Waine and Sipa Koken, to play in the New South Wales Cup competition in Australia this season.
No, to some good all coaching staff to all trainers so kind of some just play loans strongly like come last year sometime Giru Steven was some sponsor. We look plan to big lessons come off.
While one of the club's finest, Joe Frank, made it into the SP Hunters train-on squad. However, Koldop said the company paid the 100,000 affiliation fee for Wagitumbe to participate in the Digicel Cup this season for the second year running. But because of the tussle between Giru Construction Limited and Juaka Development Corporation, the current sponsor had to step down.
The reason why Mipla pull out long sponsor him this year, Mipla been got Tupla bid to PNG NRLC this year. Juaka Development Corporation with Giru Wagitumbe, but Mipla been successful. We were recognized as the major sponsor for this year. But Mipla work come on the media every time. Juaka Development Corporation was working all own announcement longan Giru Wagitumbe own announcement Mipla Petroleum Titan goal province, which was not healthy for Rugby League in Juaka. So me decided to step down and allow Juaka Development Corporation to take the lead.
The Giru Construction was fortunate to take the team to the finals and set the new benchmark for the club and also created pathways for the players to further their playing careers elsewhere.
Once a player plays and performs properly, we have to send them out. We can't keep them here. So that was all my plan. My plan was to send the boys out. Now I'm in the process of sending these 3 boys. I'm doing the passport visa, sending them down to Sydney. Gary is going, Gary and Henry, they left. So this year, 1 year I came in, I'm trying to send 5 boys overseas. So that was all my dream, sending the young boys. I don't need anything, I just wanted to help the young boys.
To some football, and the Papua New Guinea Premier Soccer competition, the National Soccer League, heads into a new and exciting stage this year, starting off with the league launch in the nation's capital. The new competition was predicted to be bigger and better, involving an unprecedented 27 teams playing in 4 regional conferences. That's Southern, Northern, Highlands, and the New Guinea Islands. The competition, however, kicked off in the Southern and Northern conferences with successful completion of round 1 and 2 respectively.
After taking the office as PNGFA President, John Capinato's vision of developing soccer holistically is being realized, starting off with the semi-professional football competition taking a huge stride with the involvements of regions previously left out of the NSL.
I am a faith believer. In 2005, Minister sits down here. They said National Soccer League will not start. 2006, now imagine now today, it's been going and going and going. We have hiccups, but it will keep going. This is a new look. We have to have faith to get football through the corners of this country.
Present at the launch was Sports Vice Minister Wesley Raminai, PNGFA General Secretary Dimrit Mileng, and other executives, NSL Chairman Benny Popoitai, and representatives of Southern Franchise.
It's also good to see the expansion of the competition in the other island regions with the inclusion of other teams, and also to see the increase in the number of teams in the islands region, where Rugby League seems to be the most popular sports. To John Capi and the team, I think the challenge is there. For myself, I'm just excited and to be honored to launch the 2019 NSL season.
Yes, I think NSL is the premier competition in this country. We need to produce players of quality. Our objective, of course, is to be the country that represents Oceania in the next World Cup, and hopefully we can go and be in the finals in the World Cup one day. That is our ultimate objective.
Capinato said when he was with the now de-facto Football Federation of PNG, he had a vision that football would be united again, and having 27 franchises from all 4 regions of the country participate in the new format was a testament of a united PNGFA.
When I was on the other side some 18 months ago, I stated in one of my address that football will become united again. And it happened on the 27th of October 2018 during the PNGFA Biannual Congress in Port Moresby. That is now history. Now we must all stand together and to see football go forward.
Capinato also spoke of how far the NSL had grown, and to finally expand to all 4 regions of the country for the first time was a milestone for football in spite of having a divided house for 2 years.
Football takes the first step of taking football right across the country. If we don't do it, we're not going to touch all these people. That's what FIFA wants. We must take football to them. In closing, I urge all clubs, players and team officials, in our game that we play, we must uphold the famous slogan, we must keep the spirit of fair play in everywhere we played.
Yes, exciting times for football ahead, but it's time now for our first break, and we continue more on Sports In on the other side. We'll see you then.
Hi, I'm Darren Lockyer, former Brisbane Bronco.
Darren Lockyer to the Broncos for a career that has seen him rise to superstar status.
And you're watching Sports Scene.
Welcome back, you're watching Sports In, and still on football, it didn't take long for the sponsors to join in the bandwagon as confidence grew in the corporate sector, the government and individuals. And most recently, the oil and gas exploration company Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited signed a 2-year partnership with PNGFA to be the platinum sponsor of the National Soccer League with 3 million kina for 2 years, and with it the naming rights. This shows the sign of improvements under the current leadership of John Capinato as the president of PNG Football Association. Let's check it out.
This morning we are here to present to Papua New Guinea the news of Kumul Petroleum partnering with PNG FA Football Association to promote soccer in Papua New Guinea.
Managing Director of Kumul Petroleum Holdings, Wapu Rodney Sonk, at the official presentation, said the growing oil and gas company, its vision was fitting very well with PNGFA's vision and goals.
Kumul Petroleum has taken up the request to sponsor the National Soccer League and retain naming rights to the PNG football game or association's main premier game, the National Soccer League.
Sonk announced 1 million this year for the 2019 National Soccer League season, while for the 2020 season, the figure will double.
Kumul Petroleum will be sponsoring 2019 season and 2020 season. 2019, we will be sponsoring with $1 million kina to sponsor the game. And in 2020 will be 2 million kina, so a total of 3 million kina sponsorship for the 2 years, 2 seasons that we will be partnering PNG Football Association. We are starting as a partner in this journey that the new president and his board and management team have taken on in spreading the game throughout the 4 regions of our country. Hopefully, with our support in the game, we hope that soccer can lift to a different level, and we can promote the game, identify the talent that had no opportunity to expose themselves in the different corners.
Our vision was to take football to all corners of this country, and with any other sports, whether it's rugby, whether it's basketball. We need to take ownership. This country produces so many young people going out with no jobs. One of that could contain their activities is sports. I believe this partnership is a new era of taking our young people forward. And as long as I stay as a president, I will ensure that that partnership becomes a reality and we take football to the global and take our young people who has a dream of playing somewhere, that we've got to create that. Right now, as I speak, through our National Soccer League, we have a player now playing in Tier 2 in Bundesliga, young Kumul. We've got a player now playing in New Zealand in the Premier League, Tommy Semi. But we need more. We need more of young people. Not only we can train them in the Petroleum or other areas, but they're massive young people. So we got to capture those young people and identify their talents and take them forward. So with that, truly I'm honored for Kumul Petroleum Holdings to come forward and believe in the leadership that we have, that we will take football forward. So once again, I want to say thank you very much.
And exciting times for football ahead. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But moving away from football now and to rugby. Dina Rose.
Yeah, Shane, the 2019 Sydney Sevens was the 4th tournament within the 2018-2019 World Rugby Sevens Series and the 17th edition of the Australian Sevens. It was held over the weekend, that's on the 2nd to the 3rd February 2019 at the Sportless Stadium in Sydney, with the former venue Allianz Stadium closed for rebuilding. Now the tournament ran alongside a women's tournament as well.
City with all its iconic landmarks, and it's a beautiful day for the business end of the 4th event on the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series. 16 men's teams chasing valuable points in the race to win the World Series and to finish in the top 4 on the overall ladder.
In case Australia needed another reminder of their trans-Tasman rivals' talents in rugby before the World Cup, New Zealand did just that with a clean sweep of the Sydney Sevens at the Sportless Stadium. Just hours after the Black Ferns broke the hearts of Australia women with a comprehensive 34-10 win in the final, the All Blacks smashed the United States 21-5 to complete the double.
Puts the boot into the USA.
The dual wins in New Zealand top both World Series standings, with the men equal first with the US on 76 points, while the women are well on top, having won all 3 tournaments for a perfect 60 points. It was the US 4th straight World Series final loss. Australia's men burned out in the quarterfinals with an agonizing 22-17 loss to Fiji.
Back it goes, Batista! Inside ball, Galeone Nosoko!
In a 17-14 win over France then saw them qualify for the 5th place playoff, but reduced to a squad of 9 for their final match. Australia went down to South Africa 17-10. The result left Australia in 6th position in the overall World Series standings on 47 points, but Team Wales's side lost further ground to the 5 nations ahead of them, with New Zealand and US both 76, Fiji 72, South Africa 57 and England 55 all finishing ahead of Australia in Sydney. Speaking after the loss against Fiji, Wales admitted that there was a mental block. Australia lost playmaker Maurice Longbottom and Joe Coward early in the quarterfinal to injury. Despite the setbacks, Australia managed to lead midway through the second half, but 2 late tries saw Fiji claim victory. The World Series now moves to Las Vegas on March 1st, after 4 rounds in the HSBC Sevens.
Spectacular finish. Over the 22, beautiful ball on the inside, incredible stuff.
Chipping ahead, there's nobody back there for New Zealand, it's the ball, and it's Sykes, and it's in the hands of Emma Sykes, a brilliant play. She did it all herself.
From the captain out to Bowen, one-on-one, and the beard gets around the outside of Nanduva, untouched. Unbelievable.
Woo, fast and exciting footy there. Now, moving back home, the annual Kukai Fun Run is looming once more, and it's launched last Thursday at the Royal Papua Yacht Club here in the nation's capital. The Fun Run is reaching a milestone this year as it boasts over 3 decades of possibly one of the biggest sports for all, not only in the country but the region as well. This event will be held on June 16th, and that's on a Sunday. Let's check it out.
It's been 36 years since inception and exactly 20 years of running under the Kukai brand. The Fun Run, a PNG initiative, came about as a means of raising funds for Team PNG. And it has grown from strength to strength, making its way into other centers and eventually becoming the biggest one-day sporting event, accommodating children to adults from all walks of life.
8 centers around the country, and congratulations to everyone who took part in the Kukai Fun Run around the country here in Port Moresby.
Being the largest fundraising drive for Team PNG, the Kukai Fun Run so far has sent Team PNG to 6 Olympics, 5 Commonwealth Games, 5 Pacific Mini Games, and this year's Pacific Games will make it the 5th.
And what can I say about Kukai Industries Limited and the sponsorship of the Kukai Fun Run since the year 2000? It's been a fantastic journey that has resulted in an investment of 9 million kina over the last 19 years, and we are in the 20th year of their sponsorship, so it's been a fantastic journey that we've had with Kukai, and Kukai Industries have been awarded with the International Olympic Committee trophy for their contribution to the community at large. So it's been a great relationship and partnership. We hope that it continues for another 20 years. See you at the starting line, not only for the fun run itself, but at the auctions too.
And also, like in the last few years, all you participants will get a chance to win a scholarship to study at the Institute of Business Studies University, that's IBSU, given that you fill out a form that you obtain when purchasing a t-shirt, and it must be handed in on the day at the starting line.
Kukai Industries has supported Team PNG to 6 Olympic Games, 5 Commonwealth Games, 5 Pacific Mini Games, and 4 Pacific Games, with this year's being the 5th. In that time, we have seen our athletes excel and achieve on the international stage. Their dreams and success would not be possible without the support from Kukai and the corporate sector through the purchase of Kukai Fun Run shirts. Team PNG is predominantly made up of athletes who are students, unemployed or in the low income earning bracket. And so through our fundraising efforts, such as the Kukai Fun Run, we are able to raise funds to assist our athletes achieve their goals and aspirations.
Australian Rugby League legend Jonathan Testa, and that's right, JT, and other Cowboys legends will be present at the auction in March. That's on the 6th and 7th in Port Moresby and Lae in support of this fundraiser for Team PNG thanks to Kukai. The all-new design t-shirts will be sold at 10 kina a piece during the auction and 15 kina after that.
Woo, exciting stuff there now, but it's time now for a second break. But before we do that, be sure to join us on the other side as we show or give you the updates of one of our brand new segments introduced in this season, and that is Road to Samoa, as we show or give you the updates of our athletes' preparations leading towards that event. So be sure to join us then. We'll see you on the other side. Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching Sports In. Now, in this segment is all about Samoa, Road to Samoa 2019 Pacific Games that will be held in Samoa. And in this segment, we'll bring you the updates as well as latest results of our athletes' preparation towards that event. And Dinarose, you've been catching up with some of the athletes in preparation for that event. So you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, a number of teams have already gone into preparations, individual athletes as well. Jackie Travers is one of those. She'll be coming up later on the show, speaking of her preparations. Netball has already gone through trials. We also have our weightlifters in preparation. Our weightlifters, Moria Baru and Dikatoa, they've recently, just last Thursday, they won silver and bronze at a competition, an Olympics qualifying event in Thailand. So at this stage, the appearance at Pacific Games is confirmed, although there's no mention of it from PNG weightlifting as yet. They will soon be making those announcements. Otherwise, for tonight's show, we have a confirmed side for volleyball. That's after 5 championships in 2018 and weeks of train-on squad training since last month, there is now a confirmed side for the PNG Samoa men's team. And we followed them from that journey all the way through to the train-on squad training and the trials. Now, in this story, we give you the national volleyball team that will compete at the Pacific Games come July.
Samoa national team, both men and women. And we also have the development team also in training. So we have 2 events coming up. One is the Afro Games, and we intend to send our development team down to the Afro Games in May in Australia. And we also have the Pacific Games coming up in July.
In the men's train-on squad, the initial 38-man team were tested at trials 2 weekends ago, and a 24-man PNG Samoa team has been selected. The team as follows: Gia Kappa, Billy Anton, John Soy, Rabu Mahuru, Harold Jr. Gima, Wallo Ake, Akim Nalan, Arnold Daira, David John, Ella Gladstone, Andrew Sinari, Robin Itama, George David, Walter Henao, Simon Tua, Chapman Turia, Junior Koi, Momo Junior Taya Ara, Rolly Forova, Charlie Mino, Miria Gaeta, Jeffrey Gima, Henny Botiba, and Frank Joe. Only 2 of these players are from other centres, that's Mumbai and Lae, while the rest are from Port Moresby. And in the women's team, we now have a confirmed side of 19 from the trainer squad of 26. 2015 Pacific Games, PNG Samoa women's captain Lois Garena will be showing face once more, and the rest are as follows: Velga Sinari, Philo Amesi, Doriga Oni, Pepetua Awadu, Hitolo Raka, Dana Maliaki, Kemi Manoni, Antoinette Isakina, Victoria Cavo, Theresa Fagao, Linda Alfe, Bibiana Paloa, Josie Dick, Clara Kila, Priscilla Kare, Carolyn Kila, Roberta Isero, and Kay Saravella.
Training allows for better performance, and therefore they have to start training now for the next couple of months and ready for the Pacific Games.
And we are now 142 days out from the Games, and that is exactly how much time these teams have left to polish up their preparations.
We can be competitive at the Pacific region. In 2015, we came 4th, both in the men's and the women's division. So we need to rise up to the occasion. And if women can win the bronze medal, And if men's can win the silver gold, that will be the achievement that we have been looking forward. Preparations for the Pacific Games is a very big call in all sports. Many of us, we always focus as Pacific Games as our cornerstone, trying to be the top nation in the Pacific region. And for me, that's my biggest challenge. And if I can, if I can be able, and my players and our teams can win silver medals in the Pacific Games, we've done well. And that will also look back in what we have done for the last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, good luck in their preparation there, but being the defending champions of the Pacific Games from 2015, Papua New Guinea will be arriving in Samoa in July with a determination to make sure that that status stayed that way. And in order to do so, a lot of work has been and is still going on to make sure Team PNG attends the game in full force. In this interview, Team PNG's Pacific Games 2019 Chef de Mission Emma Waiwai speaks of their preparation, latest updates, and what they aspire for at the Games.
Mrs. Waiwai, thank you very much for joining me in this first ever segment of Road to Samoa for Sports In. Now, as the chef de mission for Team PNG to Samoa 2019, first of all, tell us how many sporting codes is Team PNG participating in?
Jenny, first, thank you for having me on board. I'm happy to talk about Team PNG, and as you asked, there's 28 sports on offer at the Apia Pacific Games, the Pacific Games in Samoa, and at this stage, PNG is looking at participating in all 28 sports.
Currently, at this stage, I know there are already some teams that have confirmed a squad. Any standouts for you at this time?
For us, definitely, athletics is one of our main sporting teams because we get a lot of our gold medals from them. So definitely athletics. We have weightlifting as well. It's our individual sports that we do collect a lot of the medals from. So we're going in knowing that we are going to get a lot of medals from these two sports. But you've got other sports that won gold medals at the 2015 Games that we have to go and also defend. So we're looking forward to them also coming and playing a big part in us achieving what we want to.
Now, obviously, you've mentioned already the ideal outcome is to defend our status as the champions from the 2015 Pacific Games. We won with about 217 medals. Right now, which country do you think is PNG's strongest opposition?
Definitely New Caledonia. Statistics show that they've won most of the other games. We beat them we actually won really, really well in 2015. But, Tahiti was suspended for a couple of years. They've now come back. They are looking at also winning a lot of medals, trying to win back a lot of gold medals. You've got the home country that's now got most of their squad training in China. So they're also serious about winning. Because at the 2017 mini games in Vanuatu had all their sports, and there were 16 sports on offer. They sent all but 2 sports to China for training, and all the teams that went to China won medals. And Vanuatu, so yes, New Caledonia has always been our biggest threat, but Samoa's preparing well. Vanuatu, if they've been continuing with the same thing, they're also a threat. Even Fiji has always been one of the biggest threats, So, but we were given a challenge by our Prime Minister. He said, win it on foreign soil, and so that's what we have in mind. We're not going to. We'll take it as it comes, but our athletes know what to do, and we're hoping that come game time, they will be serious, and we will get the outcome that we want.
Yeah, speaking of top athletes, and one of them is PNG's very own hammer thrower Jackie Trevets, and she is eyeing gold at the Pacific Games come July, and she has exactly 142 days to go before she can prove herself worthy of gold. The 25-year-old, who has been in training since last year and is currently in Brisbane for an extensive training before the Games, and she sends us this video all the way from Brisbane. Jackie Trevets.
I'm here in Alara, Queensland, undergoing training towards the Pacific Games. I've been training for the Pacific Games since last year, and I'm really looking forward to this. Training is okay, but as days counting down, I know it'll get tougher. So My goal at the Pacific Games is to throw a 50 meter and win gold for my country. It's been my third day since I arrived here. 2 weeks ago I was down in Goroka undergoing training with the rest of the team, the athletics team. Went home, spent a week with family, and here I am. I'll be spending months here leading into the Pacific Games.
Yeah, look, Dinneros, Jackie Trevets has been hard into training, and no doubt she will go out there to do her best for her country. What do you think?
Yeah, I think she's put a lot of work into training. She's been up at Goroka, NSI for like heavy training and extensive training. So she's now in Brisbane. That's I think it will get more strenuous from here on until the Pacific Games. So we'll see what she brings home.
All right, exciting stuff there. But it's time now for another break, and up next we have an exciting segment for you to look out for. So grab a cup of coffee or drink a cold water or something and get back, because we're watching Sports Scene. We'll see you then. Welcome back. In this segment, we talk football, in particular the National Soccer League. We begin with round 1 and 2 results, starting off with Central United keeping their perfect record intact with a 1-0 victory over the Southern Strikers in the National Soccer League Southern Conference at the Sir John Guy Stadium. The development side, led by coach Margaret Aka, was unable to replicate their effort that earned them a 2-1 victory in the opening round. And the results of round 1 Southern Conference are as follows: Hikari 3, Gulf Kumara 1, Central United 1, Southern Strikers 0, Bougainville 2, Eastern Stars 1, Port Moresby United 1, and Star Mountain 0. And still on Southern Conference competition, Bougainville hold on against Eastern Stars to bag a maiden victory. Bougainville secured the first win of the National Soccer League on Saturday, beating Eastern Stars 2-1 in the tight contest. And over to Northern Zone now. United claimed first win in the Northern Conference. Rugby United bounced back from round 1's 3-1 loss at the hands of Toti City to register their first win in a 6-0 victory against Medang's Leeuwarden. And following that match, in the main fixture, Lahi United collected 3 points with a 2-0 win over Young Guns Bester PNG United. And that's the highlight of round 1 and 2 of the National Soccer League, and we'll check out the results after round 2. And after round 2, we can see that Hikari United is leading the competition and followed closely by Port Moresby United, Central United and Southern Strikers. And over at the Northern Conference, the standing are as follows. Lahi FC leading the table at the moment with so far 2 wins at the moment. After round 2, Makam FC followed closely and Moresby United rounding off the bottom third. But we're expecting Toti City and Warrens to give a fair bit of competition, but right now both clubs are at the OFC Champions League, so they will play their washout matches when they return to compete in the Northern Conference League. But at the moment, joining in the Northern and Southern Conference competition is the Highlands region. They will be participating in round 3 as well as round 4, and we're expecting the NJ to also tag in. But we'll bring you the results of the final standing of round 3 in the next episode. But at the moment now, one of the extras for this week is the Women's National Soccer League competition, and it will begin next month. The tournament will be played here in the nation's capital as well as over in May. The women's competition will be played as a curtain raiser before the men's NSL competition, so there's something to look out for. And Simon has become the #1 choice halfback by default after the departure of course, the Boas brothers to Featherstone Rovers in the United Kingdom. And we do wish Simon all the best in his preparation to lead the Hunters into the Intra Super Cup. But that's about it for tonight, as we leave you here, and we'll join you same time next week.
Welcome back, you're watching Sports Scene. 2018 had a lot of highs and lows in sports, and one thing's for sure, there were some highs that reminded nation and the world we are a country to be reckoned with in sports. Now, some of these achievements will be highlighted once more during the 17th SP Sports Awards come May 26th, and it will be celebrated accordingly. Now, in order for that to happen, each and every one of you sports fans, followers and supporters out there are encouraged to send in nominations, as it is now open as of last Tuesday.
This officially opens the nomination for this team's Sports Award.
As usual, there are 12 categories, 11 of which are open to nominations and the other is the People's Choice Award. And the categories are Male Athlete of the Year, Female Athlete of the Year, Team of the Year, Community Sports Initiative of the Year, Junior Male Athlete of the Year, Junior Female Athlete of the Year, National Performance of the Year, Person with a Disability, Sports Official of the Year, Sports Media Award, and Photo of the Year. All finalists will be evaluated and a winner will be selected by the selection panel, although the People's Choice Award is the only award that will allow the public to have a hand in finding a winner through the SMS voting, which will open in April. Organizers SP Brewery and the PNG Olympics Committee are encouraging everyone around the country to participate in the nominations and the SMS voting.
So there's nothing more inspiring than seeing our men and women sacrifice to do their personal best. They devote so much time, resources, and even precious moments doing without their loved ones over so many months and so many years. And they do us proud every time they achieve their objectives. And from time to time, officials and athletes do make a lot of sacrifices. I'd like to repeat that, because most of the officials are volunteers and put in many hours and doing their very best to achieve our objectives. And I also take the opportunity to acknowledge again this year's theme, which is aspiring to inspire. And I know that everyone in the room understands that sports is much more than just a game. It is full of life lessons. It can teach you or teach our athletes and officials about failure and how to be good losers and how to be humble winners. It teaches us maturity, teamwork, humility, and selflessness. And that is why sports is so special.
27 years is a long time and reflects South Pacific Brewery's commitment to recognizing Papua New Guinea elite athletes. Of course, our partnerships with the PNG Olympic Committee and PNG Sports Foundation has enabled us to deliver these magnificent events over such a long period. South Pacific Brewery has been around since 1952, during which time many sporting partnerships have been forged, because we truly believe that sports does contribute to a more healthy and productive society. And what better way to celebrate success than having a marquee event dedicated to our elite athletes?
Now, the SMS voting allows the public to only vote any of the nominees from the top 4 categories. That's the Male and Female Athlete of the Year and the Junior Male and Female Athlete of the Year. Nominations will close on March 22nd.
Just moving away from SP Sports Awards and to fishing. Sport fishing may be regarded by many as the least followed sport in the country, but that is slowly changing. Earlier this month, passionate young anglers braved the open ocean and unpredictable weather in the race to become the best angler. The one-day event was hosted by the Port Moresby Game Fishing Club. Let's check out the highlights.
Nice one!
With the 44th National Game Fishing title set for April this year, many competitions are already setting the pace. This year's host, the Port Moresby Game Fishing Club, kick-started the 2019 season with the juniors and ladies competition, supported by more printing. The morning started with a champagne breakfast and calm waters, but that changed as the day continued. Of the 12 boats registered for the competition, only 9 took the water, carrying over 32 determined anglers. As expected, it didn't go so well for the first-time anglers, with a couple falling ill because of the choppy conditions. However, battling strong winds and high seas in the open waters continued throughout the day. Team Desperado landed in plenty of the smaller catch, along with the barracuda, while the other boats reeled in ruby snappers and the other usual suspects. The anglers managed to find some new spots, one of which loaded with a crazy amount of Spanish mackerel, providing the boats with a lot of fun on light gear as they smashed anything shiny. While the hookups were good, there were far more fish missed than landed. But Team Desperado still posted great numbers, and the boys were full of tales around the table about their near misses and lost fish. At the weigh-in, Leanne Burrows, the ladies' winner, nailed a 12.4 kilogram Spanish mackerel in the 6 kilo line class. Juniors winner Denzel Muriki landed a 3.6 kilogram Spanish mackerel also on a 6 kilo line. An award for the best dressed team and other complimentary prizes were handed out during the presentation.
Okay, the lady prizes.
The next competition cast off on February 17. The Hevea Cup Grasket Project will launch the Hevea Cup Carnival on International Women's Day, March 8, 2019 in Port Moresby. That's this year. Lahina Boot is the founder and driving force behind the Grasket Project, and her mother is a Papua New Guinean national from Lokia village in Gulf Province, and her father from Australia.
We're bringing together 20 NGOs to deliver health messages, you know, what they do, what they specialise in, to the public. Hevea Cup is about bringing nations together, so not just in PNG, but we're spreading the love to other Pacific islands to come and compete, even to Australia, New Zealand. We want to see international teams come and participate, play rugby league, our sport, and also receive health education as well.
The carnival itself comprises of 24 teams, 12 men's and 12 women's, playing in a safe and supported environment for the coveted Hevea Cup.
There's 12 men's teams and 12 women's teams celebrating International Women's Day and the vital role that Papua New Guinean women play in PNG.
There will be a two-day program of events for athletes and attendees to not only watch this fast-paced and exciting competition, but also join in a number of workshops, stalls, special guest meet and greet opportunities, and other entertainment.
Why is GSP running Hevea Cup, and why Rugby League instead of any other sport?
That's a little bit like, self-explanatory, isn't it? So, I mean, we love rugby league, and sport is a really great platform to connect with people, and also to, identify and work with some of our biggest challenges, like social challenges. So, it's no secret that we have some really big challenges with gender-based violence, and also family planning.
The Grasket Project is dedicated to spread the awareness of domestic and sexual violence, building stronger communities and improving public health and education outcomes in Papua New Guinea, all through the vehicle of sports.
We've got a kids corner where jumping castles, face painting, we'll have different stalls that will offer food for the public. And there's also going to be some health and education training for athletes. So if you're an athlete and you want to know how to strap properly, we'll have a tent there, explaining how to do proper strapping.
Booth said coincided with the International Women's Day, represents a perfect occasion to celebrate women and girls and share knowledge on these topics whilst engaging in sporting activities. In this case, rugby league.
So what will be the main message behind the tournament itself?
Main message is it's centered around health. So family and sexual violence is not part of our culture, and so we can all play a part in that, and standing up for someone if you can see that someone is being abused or harassed, that it stops with you.
What an exciting episode this was. I really did enjoy most of the contents tonight, and I'm looking forward to more of that next week. But Din Rose, before we go, just a quick preview on events happening here in the nation's capital, especially sporting events. What are some of the events that our viewers will be looking out for this weekend?
Yeah, the new sport of fencing, they're having, well, not actually a competition, but they're having some sort of a workshop that's happening in the course of the next 2 weeks. Basically, everyone is, getting the hang of this code, and right now they're training facilitators to eventually bring the training and the know-hows of the sport out to the rest of the region. Otherwise, apart from that, we have CRU already, that's in Port Moresby alone. We have CRU that's already in off-season competitions. We have PIH indoor cricket already happening. NCDVA is already at the Tarama Aquatic Center for the off-season as well. So What are some off-season sports happening?
Yeah, look, apart from the off-season sporting events, the National Soccer League, that's a big thing that's happening at the moment. Here in the Southern Conference, you can make your way down to the National Football Stadium or St. John Guy's Stadium. Out in the Northern Conference, it's always at the SIK or Sagnes Klage Stadium.
Be sure to stick around next week and for the rest, for the first half of the year, because weekly we will bring you updates that's in our Road to Samoa segments for athlete preparations towards the Pacific Games. Of course, we will also be posting on air team squad listings, squad confirmation, who's in, who's out, those sort of information you will be getting in the Road to Samoa segment. So if you want to catch up with that every week, please tune in and we will update you.
All right, and unfortunately, that's all we have for you tonight, but be sure to join us same time, same place next week. I'm Shane Soroya.
And I'm Dinarose Raiko.
Good night, Papua New Guinea.